Good evening, friends from around the world listening to me online. This is Prateep Philip on my podcast called the Godcast. My meditation or devotion on a single verse called the Uni-Verse, a Rhema verse which God has spoken into our lives. Today's Uni-Verse is 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. My loving kindness and my mercy are more than enough, always regardless of the situation. For my power is being perfected and is completed and shows itself most effectively in your weakness. Therefore, I will all the more gladly boast in my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may completely enfold me and may dwell in me. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 again. Sometimes God weakens us to strengthen us, empties us to fill us, breaks us to make us whole. For when we are strong, we are tempted to think we do not need God, and even think we are some kind of God. We develop pride and overconfidence in ourselves and our strength. Paul was given what he was called a painful thorn in the flesh to torment and harass him, to keep him from exalting himself. He even called it a messenger of Satan, allowed by God to humble him and make him dependent on the Lord. These offsetting circumstances and weaknesses the Lord allows so that we depend on him on every situation. Paul had many unique revelations and experiences which could have made him think too highly of himself, being just flesh and blood. The Lord had to perforce send him reminders of his humanity, mortality, and infirmity, not to harm him or to shame him, but for his own good, that he would remain faithful and not lose his way or his salvation. Hence Paul said that he would rather boast of his weaknesses than his strengths or accomplishments or even his out-of-body experiences. When we are weak and dependent in some particular aspect on the grace of God, his power, mercy, guidance, protection, and provision, the Lord gets an opening, an opportunity to work on our inner being, to set right our attitudes and keep us on the right track. The Lord uses the opportunity to show his love, to reveal himself strong on our behalf, to manifest his power, wisdom, mercy towards us. Paul goes to the extent in a version of Christian Stoicism to state that he reveled in his troubles, trials, insults, difficulties, distresses, as it kept him on the straight and narrow and closer to the Lord, in alignment with his purpose and calling. We too can emulate Paul and believe that when we are weak, we are strong in the Lord. And therefore, as James says, rejoice in our suffering, be glad in our earthly trials, be patient in our troubles, confident that the Lord will show up on our behalf, strengthen us to endure, to bear it, even if he does not take away the thorn that hurts us. Instead of resisting or resenting the troubles we face, we can let it shape our faith, our character, our body of work for the Lord. Such an attitude, no doubt, pleases the Lord, who will quickly rush to our side to comfort us through the Holy Spirit, to counsel us, to deliver us, to strengthen us. Instead of looking back nostalgically to the time when we did not face such an affliction, we should allow it to enable us to walk closer to the Lord, relying on his grace and mercy. It will enable us to be patient, mature, contented, resilient. Friends, hope you enjoyed today's Godcast. God bless you. Good night.